Some people call me the space cowboy. Yeah. Some call me the gangster of love.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Golf is Hard TV, the golf show for the rest of us. You can see we're out here in the chipping range. We're going to take it to the next level with some basic lessons today. We're going to talk about some basic chipping. We're going to start with some concepts. So pay attention. This is going to be similar to the grip posture stuff that we did earlier. Just want to remind everybody, please send in those comments. Keep them coming. We're getting some good ones, and we want more. We want you guys to talk to us. So Dave, I really struggle with chipping. As you'd suspect as a high handicapper. Talk to me about the basics. I mean, what should I be thinking about in terms of when I'm closer, when I'm close to the green, maybe not on the green, but certainly close to the green. What should be going through my head?
Yeah, this is the area where average players can save a lot of strokes, and this is why people shoot 120 instead of 100, or even in the 90s, and it's all short game. Seriously, because I mean, you would agree. We played last week, and I know that your game's improved a lot in the last year or two. You're either going to be on or around the green most of the time in regulation. So if it's par 4, you're within 10, 20, 30, 40 yards of the green in 2, and you hate to walk off with an 8. Yeah. You hit it in the bunker. Yeah. You leave it in.
Bad chip, and you're left with a really long 3-putt, that kind of thing.
Exactly. Or it's all short game. So the rule of thumb to the recommendation to everyone is if you have time to practice, spend at least 80% of that time on your short game. Really, that's where you drop strokes.
Now, most guys I see come out here, like we're out here by ourselves. There's some guys up on the range.
It's unbelievable.
Most of the time, nobody even comes down. I mean, not that nobody comes down here, but my perception is that people spend more time on the range. By the way, the range is over that way from where we're standing. But is that? It seems like an error based on what you just said.
You know why? Because they buy that new Nike driver or whatever it is.
You want to go hit that thing.
They go to the range and they don't even warm up properly on the range, which we'll get to in a future episode. First club they pull out of the bag on the range, first day of the year, driver. Start wheeling away. It's really, this is a place to spend the time because, we talked about the fundamentals, grip, stance, posture. You can work, or grip, posture, and alignment, stance, alignment, kind of the same thing, interchangeable. You can work on that stuff here, which is great, and you can take some nice, short, controlled little shots, and you can get used to a new grip, get into a good posture, which we'll cover, and you get a nice feel around the greens. And again, this is where you save a lot of shots. Yeah.
So break it down. What's kind of the first concept? We'll break this down in a bunch of different little shows. So let's talk about maybe the core. What's the core concept when it comes to chipping?
The one thing that everyone needs to know about chipping, and this ties into a past episode, is you have to hit down on the ball to make it go up. And what a lot of people do is, let's say you have this shot here on the rough. A lot of people will want to try to get under this ball and scoop it in the air, and you can see that thing just sculled right across the green because you might remember, and our viewers, please go back a few episodes and look at Concept. I think we labeled that episode Concept, where we drew a picture. You got to hit the little ball before the big ball. And if you do, the ball will pop up in the air based on the loft of the club. If it's a wedge, a sand wedge, or a 7-iron, whatever, and you're good to go. So that's the number one thing, is hit down on the ball to make it go up. So the question is, how do we do that? Yeah. And that's pretty simple, really. Right. Again, and we want to try to keep this as simple as possible, because we were just talking about a tip he read where the guy recommended 3 clubs and there were 27 different options.
Yeah, some ridiculous. I got a cheat sheet with me.
So it can be confusing, can be complex. That's why if you read the golf magazines, you're going to get a different tip from everybody. But these are the basic concepts that you need to understand in order to get the ball in the air. And it's very simple, but it might take just a couple of seconds here to explain it. Now remember, we need to hit down on the ball and make it go up. Question is, where is the bottom of the swing? And we talked about this. The bottom of the swing for everyone happens at your sternum, right here. Here's the bottom of the swing. So if I have how's the view look right there? Pretty good? Excellent. So if I have I know that the bottom of the swing is going to happen at my sternum. So if I set my weight towards the hole, then you can see the bottom of the swing moves to here, which in this case is now in front of the ball, which is what you want. That alone will ensure that you're going to hit down on the ball. If I've got my weight back on my right side, you can see the ball's here. You can see where the bottom of the swing is. Now I'm going to be hitting up into the ball, and if my thought is that I need to get under it and lift it and scoop it for a chip shot or any given shot, then my weight's going to be back, and I'm going to be coming up in here, and I'm going to be hitting the ground first, which is that one where you just flub it and the ball ends up right there, very frustrating. Or more or less like I did there, you miss the ground, but you come up and you just scull it right across the green. And that's all based on concept, which is very simple. Hit down on the ball to make it go up, which means the ball needs to be on the downside of the swing. And you can just do that simply by setting up properly. Doesn't matter what club you're hitting or chipping with around the green. So how do we know we're in the right position? Very simple. Let's start with the ball in the middle of our stance, right about there, and then naturally the way we set up, that puts our hands ahead of the ball, which they should be. So we have a square club face. We want to make sure our right foot is square to the target line. We're going to kind of chip it off towards that ball over there. So we have a 90-degree angle for our target line, our right foot, easy to set up. Ball's in the middle of the stance. Now we lean forward, and you can see how that sets the sternum in front. So very simple. Now, with our good posture, and again, go back and review posture, because it's very important to have a good posture for chipping. It ensures that we're hitting down. So really, I know the bottom of the swing is out here. I can let my arms fully hang. The club's actually off the ground a little bit. My weight's in front. And we got a nice chip right there, right up in the air. Beautiful.
That was a nice chip.
That wasn't great.
No, it wasn't great.
It was
a good setup, though.
Good setup.
So it's good tips. We're going to continue on more chipping. Maybe show some different drills, some games. I always like playing games around the green, so maybe we'll play games, see who wins later. But for now, I think that's a good overview for chipping. That's it for another episode of Golf's Hard TV. Keep watching, and we'll see you next time.